everyone, or good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. I hope everyone's doing great. It's the morning and it's time for another Marvel Snap video. I am going to buy the Season Pass today and get Zabu, and then brew around them. We're also going to get 4 mystery variants, and we're just going to see what we get from that and start brewing around the cards we get. Okay, hello everybody. Today we have the Season Pass, so we got some new toys to play with, namely Zabu, which is a huge card. I know a lot of people have in the Season Pass, and how nice is it that he's just included right in there. Really strong card. Your 4 cost cards cost 2 less. Of note, it is not 4 or higher, it is 4 costs exactly. So, what are we playing with that? So, obviously Zabu is the cornerstone of the deck, and you need a high amount of 4 cost cards for Zabu to really show off. I do think this deck is probably really awkward if you don't draw Zabu, but I think we still play it. So what does our curve look like here? So Ant-Man, I think, is just the strongest 1-drop we can play in this deck that's probably going to have full spaces, because most likely we're going to go 1-drop, 2-drop, Zabu in a square, play 1 strong 4-drop there, maybe Jessica Jones, and then it's nice to have a 1-mana 4-power creature. Scorpion, honestly, just kind of a newer card that I have, so it's a fun toy to play with, but I do think it's a strong effect. In this deck, where we're kind of really reliant on a certain card, I think I think on reveal effects are very powerful. I think that the cards that we can get need to be of a certain power level when they enter play. Scarlet Witch is just nice for location disruption. I think she can definitely steal some games, can be very useful. So those 3 cards I think aren't that important. Like 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop are not that important. I would play Ant-Man as the primary 1-drop right now. I think you could change the shoe drops. Zabu you need is your 3. And I think you need a high amount of force because of Zabu. So why have we chosen these 4s? So I'm going to start with the less obvious ones and then work our way up. I'm playing Moon Girl, and this seems less obvious to me, but maybe I'm wrong. Moon Girl allows you to duplicate your hand. So if you have a hand of 3 4-drops and you have Zabu in play, suddenly you have 3 2-mana spells that cost 4 mana. So she effectively can double how much. I think you're very likely to run out of you're gonna play every card in your hand with this deck, and Moon Girl allows you to get copies of these discounted cards that are very powerful. So I think she's a very strong choice. Obviously, she's also a 4-mana card herself, so you're doubling your hand for a cheaper amount of mana, and doubling your hand is more powerful when you have Zabu in play. I think Enchantress kind of looks weird when you have Zabu, who's an ongoing effect, but I think ideally I would probably play Shang-Chi too if I had him, because you're playing 4-mana disruption tools. You're playing cards that cost 2 as disruption tools, which I think are more powerful. Not only is she 4 mana for 4 stats, which isn't bad, but most likely if you play her, it's probably going to be like turn 5 or something. If you've already gotten your Zabu value, it doesn't matter if you remove all the ongoing effects there. Like, what if they commit their Dino and their Iron Man to your Zabu square thinking you won't remove it, and then you play Enchantress? Because if on turn 5 I play Enchantress, I've already played 2 4-drops on 4 theoretically, a 4-drop in Enchantress, and then another 4-drop even. I could have played 4 cards worth 16 mana already. And I think just Enchantress as a disruption tool, half off, is very powerful. They could have just won right. Like, what if I go right? Brutal. Brutal. And then I think the cards become more obvious. Jessica Jones is 4 mana for 8 power. She's one of the strongest 4-drops, just base cost to power-wise. White Queen also, strong card, high stats, and she adds a copy of the highest cost card in your opponent's hand, so you can do powerful things with her. Playing her turn 4, you potentially steal a 5, like a dinosaur or something, like a Odin, something like that. There's a bunch of options there. Warpath, I think Warpath isn't perfect in this deck, but I do think you either want to play Warpath or I think you want to play Namor. And I think that Warpath is stronger than Namor. Ideally, I don't know if you play either, but I think with the 4-cost cards I have access to right now, he just makes the most sense. So let's sort by energy here, just so you have a frame of reference. So these are the 4-cost cards I have access to. I mean, I don't think this is a Khazar deck, even though I think Khazar is a powerful 4. Strongman, I do not think you will ever have an empty hand. The Thing is just like 1 stat's worse than this with no upside. So when you look at these 4-drops, I think it just makes the most sense to play Warpath, for me at least. What have I not else covered yet? So Jubilee. Jubilee is a 4-drop I got in pool 2. And I think Jubilee makes a lot of sense because she can get you another 4-drop, so you could potentially play her for 2, get another 4-drop, and you're getting 8 stats into play for 2 mana. But also, you could get the Infinite or Chavez in this deck, which are 2 top-end cards. I think it's very realistic that you might go 1, 2, 3, play 2 4-drops on 4, and turn 5 you only have 1 card in hand at that point or something like that. Or you have very low like cards in hand and they might not impact the board, where you just want to pass and play Infinite. Also, I think getting Infinite off of Jubilee has a lot of value. So that's the deck, and we're going to see how it plays. So this is a game where we have Zabu, where I kind of just want to snap. This is the first game, by the way. I'm going to snap just because I have Zabu. Your 4-cost cards cost 1. So these will cost 1 now? That's how that works, right? In this moment, by the way, just to throw it out there, Moon Girl looks amazing, which is a card I was talking about, because it looks like I'm going to run out my hand here. I'm going to play 3 cards here, probably. That's insane. That's actually incredible. And now we even have enchanters. Okay. They snap, though, which is insane to me. So I think we're probably playing every card in our hand here. And then we're going to play an Infinite on the last turn. So it just becomes a matter of how are we doing this? I think we go Warpath, Jessica Jones, Jubilee, and Jubilee's going to copy something to one of these spaces. So Jessica Jones could go there. If Jubilee goes there, it's bad. So maybe it's actually play Jubilee first, because if she's first this way, we get her enter the battlefield effect, and we can steal another card, and then we play Jessica Jones afterwards. And then I kind of want to leave a space here. Man, that's awkward. I kind of want to leave a space here for Infinite, to double Infinite, so I feel like maybe that's the wrong decision. Maybe it's just play Warpath here. Or, I mean, Jessica Jones there. Alright, let's see what happens. This probably looks a little weird, but I feel like just doubling an Infinite is like an unlosable play. I mean, that was the bad fold for sure. But now we draw 2 cards. You played a card last turn, you can't play this. So we'll pass. I mean, we're not even like totally locked in. Like, we could also just play a bunch of cards next turn. And so they're not even winning this tile. So now we're cheating in to play 2 Infinites here. This is kind of what I was talking about with Infinite, is we're in this position where what else would we play? You know, we ran out of board spaces. We had our power turn. And now if Infinite came off of Jubilee, that would have been awesome. But also, like, Infinite's just castable in this deck too. Nice. Good first game. Good first game. I think Scorpion's good to put in the middle. We don't really care if Scorpion survives. This location's kind of nice with Warpath. I honestly didn't really see this as much of a combo, but the fact that Warpath is just gonna have a blanket space most of the time is actually like pretty reasonable. After you play a card, he'll fill this location with copies of it. So, you know, instinct is to put Zabu there. However, what if we put 4 Infinites into play? That sounds hilarious. We're gonna do that. This is a snapper for sure. Hulkbuster. Okay. And so kind of what we were talking about before, where now it's like, so Warpath is just a free roll here. Like, Warpath is never gonna, like, Warpath isn't gonna have this tile. So what's the most power we can put in if our plan is to Infinite? So this is 9 plus 4 is 8. So this is gonna be 18 power in this square, which they could beat, for sure. But we can always change our plan if we think they're gonna beat it. They play their own Jessica Jones. So that bodes very well for us because they're probably not playing a card here next turn. But we also have a turn to decide what they want to do. They snap on that, huh? Yeah, I mean, well, so also what's great is, like, we can pass, not lose anything, because if we just vomit it out our hand here, it wouldn't matter. And we can decide if it's okay to Infinite still. They're even losing the Jessica Jones buff here into Rocket Raccoon. So I do not think they're going to be able to beat this here. And also, I mean, who doesn't want to put 80 power into play? They can play one card on the left and then... Oh my god. That's so funny. I discard Angela. You know, I think this is going to be the first game where Moon Girl is going to get to do the thing I wanted her to do and really destroy the field here. Like, metaphorically destroy the field here. Obviously, she's not actually going to, like, blow anything up. But. Plus 5 energy this turn. Okay. I already snapped, right? Yes, I did. So I can go, I mean, this just seems like such a winning line. We can go Jessica Jones, not play anything there next turn, and then we can, like, Warpath Ant-Man or something. And then left is just winning with Warpath. Such an insane amount of power. Oh! The Enchantress! Just how we drew it up! The Enchantress! It's gonna... Oh, this is gonna be so good. Oh, Enchantress, please. Oh, Enchantress, do it to him. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You know, I was gonna, it's probably better to get rid of Scarlet Witch, but it's fine. Fighting for that tile. Yeah. I'm surprised they even tried to fight that tile when they could have just won right. Like, what if I go right? Brutal. Brutal. Oh, what a satisfying game. They snap, huh? This isn't losing enough where I think we just back out. I think we played out for one card. I'm not too worried about that. After turn 3. Oh, thank God. Okay, I was gonna say after turn 3. If we didn't get our Zabu here, that would be awful. So, I mean, we just want Zabu in the most impactful place. So we want to play the strongest card left, so I think we play Zabu middle because we want the most power left. That's fine. Cosmo doesn't really affect our strategy very much. Cosmo has some decent hits, honestly, but it's fine. So we can play White Queen here, Warpath here, and then the Infinite their last turn right now. Weirdly enough, I feel like Infinite is one of the few cards that actually has more power than a Dino. And also, you know, I think we actually snap on their last... I kind of want to snap now, but I'm worried I'll chase them out if I snap the next turn. But I am committing 4 cubes, so I think we wait a little bit. But the fact, if they're playing like a Dino deck and they just lost like a huge chunk of their hand because of Atalan, I think that's really good for us. I'm going to snap if they're taking this long to think. Did the game crash? What is going on? Okay. A Spectrum. So Spectrum in that tile does not win it. I think we're holding out for the Infinite here. They play a Claw. So if they play Spectrum, I don't know, here, they don't win. They give... I guess they can move this here and play Spectrum here. And then it's 6 plus 4 is 9. So they add 9 power here. And lose 3. Well, they lose 2. So they get a 13 plus 9 is 22. We are going over 22, and then we win left and right. Or left and middle. If they move Nightcrawler and then play Spectrum, we win. Or they just play Spectrum there. That's fine too. Another Infinite game, man. I wasn't sure if Infinite would be good in this deck, but that's like the 3rd game Infinite's won. That's great. We're going to snap a game with Zabu, even though it's gone horribly so far. We're going to snap a game with Zabu. So probably the Dino deck is what this ends up being. Enchantress is great. So now that we know we have Enchantress, I think we do play Jubilee here. And then we'll play White Queen here for now. Or no, maybe we just play Warpath here because it's more power. We can't get Shang-Chi if we play White Queen, I guess, which is probably a little bit better. Enchantress. Okay. Jones is very good. Do have their own Dino. And I don't want to play my Dino on the square they played their Dino, so it's kind of important I guess correctly. I guess this is fine. I mean, they already played Enchantress there. I guess if they play their own Enchantress, it's... I guess if they play their Dino there, it gets a little complicated. But they also really want to fill up left. I feel like this ends up being fine most of the time. We really want to see a Dino on the left. We do see a Dino on the left. Dude, Enchantress has been winning us so many games lately. Oh my god. Imagine not playing Enchantress in these decks. It's crazy. That's even kind of what I was talking about this game, where I was talking about how like Zabu and Enchantress don't have that much tension, because like they even Enchantress the best target they have in our deck, and we still win, because by the time they did that, we had already played, 8 mana worth of stuff, and then our turn 4, we just actually had, our turn 5 and 6, we just actually like had efficient plays. Okay, so that's gonna do it for the end of the video. Just before the outro, just a quick change. I will say, um, I did end up net losing cubes in this video, just to be honest. But I think it was just a little bit of bad variance. At one point with this deck, I was at like rank 144, so it's definitely possible to like get good runs and hit higher peaks. But I think I just had some bad luck, and I would think that I should change Scarlet Witch for armor, because one of the consistent problems I kept running into is just a lot of Shang-Chi's, which is the same issue I have with the Dino deck. But, I mean, the deck's really powerful. I mean, some of the games we win are crazy and really cool, and I hope you guys enjoyed them. But if you're going to try it yourself, I'm probably going to make another video tomorrow with armor and see if we can kind of get back the rank that we lost. But hey, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. Currently, I'm making a Marvel Snap video every day, so if you enjoy Marvel Snap videos, if you enjoy my content, consider dropping a like and maybe subscribing. It helps me and help support our cat Gunther. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.